live.
Okay. Gentlemen, to the Christmas break?
Absolutely.
And a hasty setup?
Oh, man.
It's never a hasty setup, sir.
I feel like my dryer's interviewing me.
Why so many dryer sheets, Nick? Give us the rundown. Oh, now I know what you... I've really not had that directly in my eyes until tonight.
I know.
And now I do feel like we're on the Merv Griffin Show.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone, to Schnozzcast, episode 51 for Sunday, December 22nd, 2019. Thank you for joining us. Depending upon whether or not you looked at the artwork or the video cast, we're both early and late.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Per the artwork, we're quite late.
Per the podcast or Podbean Live, we are 10 minutes early.
Exactly.
Why did you start the Podbean Live? Oh, because you thought you were going to be late or arriving late.
Right.
And
So I pushed
you're
it.
the linchpin there.
I pushed it back a little bit, thinking that's when we were going to start.
Now it makes sense.
Which it actually worked out quite well for Podbean Live. So.
Oh, okay. So the artwork was just a tease.
It's all a tease.
It's all one big tease.
Basically.
We just need to remind everyone that defamatory, harassing, obscene, or racist content is prohibited. Please be respectful when participating in a live show by using the call-in feature, which does not work. You understand that your voice may be recorded and published by this host. It's just a disclaimer you have to read for Podbean.
All right, I'm really going to piss Nick off right now, so Cory, pay attention. I was listening to episode 50 while I was editing it, and there were a few spots where there was some definite feedback from phones.
Oh no.
I mean, it wasn't terrible, so you're going to want to...
So Nick's phone in relation to...
I don't know if it was you. I have no...
No, because Ken was here, remember?
Ken and Joe were here. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's clearly Ken's.
Well, because if it hasn't... that's deductive reasoning. If it hasn't happened before and we have someone different now on the show, then logical deductive reasoning would tell you that it was probably one of them.
Okay.
Because mine is like loud and proud. It'll be like... You know, you'll hear it if it's mine. I can do that again as many times as you need me to.
Yeah, no, I think we're good with the one example.
I appreciate you irradiating your balls for the next couple hours.
That's fine. I'm pretty much sterile anyhow. So.
Okay. You're welcome for that free information, ladies.
Many as you want past the goal.
Not interested in raising kids? Nick Bader's your man.
Never officially been tested, but just seems like it would make sense.
Yeah, that's where you always put your phone.
It
Right
is.
by the nuts.
Right by it.
Right by the Franken beans.
Willkommen.
Bienvenidos.
So as you see, we are down one or two of our regular and semi-regular.
Down but not out. Never out.
This is actually this is not a bad formation that we have right here because it just makes me feel like we're at race.
Right.
No, I'll tell you why, and I think you'll agree with me, Cory. It's because Nick is in the tall chair in the middle.
I have
prominently displayed.
I have.
Yeah, exactly.
Peacocking and grandstanding.
Yeah.
No one puts baby in a corner.
I know I do not like to be on the outside of the bar's seating arrangements when we sit for three because you guys then you guys will go off and you'll do your own thing and you'll talk about something crazy and I'll be like what and I won't be able to hear it and so I always go back like this and involve you guys. You guys do like him and Danielle are the worst. They're the absolute. They get into kissy back scratchy mode and I won't see him. He'll just give me a little smile every now and then, and that's about as much as I get.
Are you talking about on the podcast?
No.
Okay.
At race. During the series.
Oh, right.
That's why I'm saying how I like this with me in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that so?
Yeah. It's a control thing.
Yeah. So sorry that Danielle couldn't make it, but on the upside, it's a lot cooler in here than it would normally have been.
Very true. It was getting a little warm for a second.
Oh my God, yeah.
All the hustle and bustle going on.
Oh Jesus.
Well, see, because I don't understand because if I crank up the heat, she gets tired and sleepy, but if I turn the heat down, she gets cold and covers up, and then gets tired and sleepy.
It's a lose-lose.
I know.
Not if you're Danielle. We definitely tailor to her when she's here. Wouldn't you agree?
I think so.
Try to make her feel comfortable.
I mean, we don't do backflips or anything, but we would. But
If I could.
yeah. But I mean, We cover her up on the couch while we go and drink. It's the least we could do.
But the key is, at first we offered, like, would you like to join us? No.
I can honestly say I have never seen her happier than that night.
Yeah. You boys just go do your boy thing. I'm going to lay here on the couch.
I'm fine, I'll go ahead. Like, you know when you can hear someone smiling through the way they're talking?
Yeah.
Like, that was it. Thanks, Nick.
And Nick got to be the hero again. So win-win all around.
Yeah.
Very true.
We'll never see her on the podcast.
You and I know that's not true. She'll be here.
No, when I was talking about it with her last night, she just kept smiling and laughing. I'm like, no, now you're going to see Cory all the time. You don't have to come to the podcast. And she's like, I'll still come. And I'm like, she's so deviously looking back at me like, oh, no, I won't. You know I won't.
She'll still be here.
She'll be like, how did you guys do it in my house one night?
That'll happen.
Yeah, I don't see her saying that.
No?
I see Cory trying to talk her into it.
Is she you guys have been here for about an hour and a half, so I'm going to start vacuuming kind of host?
No, she'd probably be more than okay with it, because then she could just go to her own bed and fall asleep while we
But
keep
then
being degenerates.
then we're still prattling on.
As we do.
That's the part that I could see her, not counting on.
No, if we were in the basement, she wouldn't care about that.
Yeah?
Yeah, she didn't seem like...
Think of how hot it would be in her basement.
It's actually very cool down there, believe it or not.
Really?
Well, because now she spends time down there.
Right,
so.
but she'd have to sit down there with us through the podcast. Space heaters, blankets.
Wow. Blew an eardrum out.
It's unexpected.
All right, how about a little housekeeping for the episode? Just wanted to say thanks again to Jack Moran. How about that awesome theme music to start off the episode?
Did you guys hear that coming in? That was amazing.
Yep. That was, again, you can follow him on Instagram at @thejackmoran, MORAN. And we're going to do our best to try to keep using whatever music he makes available to us at our disposal for the breaks, for the interludes, and for the outro as well. So enjoy that. We sure are. And want to thank him again. The other piece of news was, I think last episode, maybe it was 2 episodes ago, I said that Apple Podcasts is now Alexa enabled, so you can ask Alexa to play the Schnozzcast.
Yes.
But Nick promptly tried and told me he was having trouble doing it. So I did a little reading, and I think I figured it out because I got it to work. And the answer is, if you're from your Alexa app on your phone, which is where you're going to control the settings for all your Alexa devices, your Echoes, your Echo Dots, your Fire Sticks, all that sort of stuff, there is a skill that you have to enable in order for that to work.
Okay.
So once you enable the skill, I didn't have any problem playing it.
Are we just going to be in the dark, or should we know what skill it is?
It's the
Alexa skill.
It's the Apple Podcast skill.
Okay, Apple Podcast.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And in fact, you can configure Alexa to play it either from Apple Podcasts or from Spotify or Google Play Music.
Yeah, I think I was asking it to play from Spotify, or just asking, and I'm like, yeah, Alexa, play the...
She's
Not right now.
She's always listening.
Hey. I'm like, play the Schnozzcast. Playing the ChinaCast. And I'm like, the what? No.
And he's been hooked on the ChinaCast ever since.
That was that.
It was like 5 times
Right.
it kept going to the ChinaCast, so...
Damn it.
Oh, God. Blew out an eardrum.
Oh.
Really, you're the odd man out, Cory. You're the only one not coughing tonight.
Yeah, but he coughed all through last
Yeah,
week's episode. Yeah.
There might still be a little. Every now and again, I might get one here because it's. I can still feel a little bit.
Don't force yourself to.
I'm not gonna force myself, but with the talking and drinking, I might get a couple of them.
Talking and drinking. I always cough when I drink.
I do when I drink burners. Can't help it.
Makes my nose feel tickly. Right in my nose.
Very gingery.
Yeah.
Ooh, the bubbles.
Yep.
But yeah, Fireman Jack made that music for us. Thanks to Bob for going out and looking into that. We wanted some original content, and he noodled on the guitar and created that majesty of music that you heard at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
You won't find that anywhere else. That's a Schnozzcast original.
Well,
That's funny.
technically,
That sounded amazing
not
to me.
true.
No, it's not.
No, because I
Oh,
think
here we go.
at one point Jack put like an album together, recorded it, mixed it, and put it up on iTunes. And I believe that was one of the songs that was on that album.
Oh, no.
But I don't think the album is available anymore. I think he's kind of let that lapse.
But I thought you said we owned the rights to that song.
We did.
Okay,
we
so
do.
he doesn't anymore.
Well, technically,
Boilerplate.
I mean, yeah, it's
yeah.
didn't sell the entire song to us.
The key is he's not going to sue us every time we play it.
okay, that's all we care
That's
about.
all I care about.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that is a Schnozzcast original song. If you guys really want to just pan the gold right out of all that dirt, it's our song.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, yeah.
Awesome.
I think so.
We own it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack.
Sorry, Fireman Jack.
Bob did not inform you that we were going to pirate your
Oh
song
my
after
God.
a minimal fee.
Now, look, there could
So,
be
this is-
more where that came from. Don't kick a gift horse in the teeth.
So wait, man. So you just need some music? I've already made a bunch of songs. You're gonna give me $100, and you're just gonna go play my music? All right, here you go.
That's exactly what happened.
You can play
Were
it
you
as
there?
many times as you want, man.
It was like you were there. No, there was none of that.
You can play it. Hey, man, play all my albums. You want to give me another 100 next week?
Play all my albums.
Right. Bob's like, oh yeah,
Play
this is ours.
all my albums.
Right. Go ahead, man. That one's yours.
Dude, that is pretty much exactly what went. Spread over 90 minutes. We're there for 90 minutes listening to, like, he had like 50 songs we listened to. So I'm like, ooh, what was that one called? And he's like, that one's called The Rise of the Phoenix, or whatever it is. And I'm like, ooh, Rise of the Phoenix. And so I started making a list, and by the time we got done, I'm like, oh shit, I got like a dozen songs here. So
Fireman Jack is just basically looking around at posters on his wall to come up with the names of the songs.
Right.
Oh, this one's Pulp Fiction.
look, so we started out on the right foot, but now it almost sounds like we might possibly be shitting all over his
No,
creative
it's
process,
it's great
which I don't
music.
want to do.
No, because you initially made it sound like that.
I think
you're
we
like-
were the ones that kind of got hosed.
Yeah, you're like, I'm giving this guy $100.
Jack's like,
I told him I'm going to give you $100, and you're going to create an original content song for us. And then you're like, I went over there, was there for 90 minutes, and this is what he came up with. And we're like, wow, that's amazing, that's cool.
No,
Now you're
hold
like,
on, I never-
oh no, he made that 20 years ago.
I never meant to apply. He
And
wrote
anybody-
it,
anybody
recorded
can
it,
listen to
mixed
that.
it, and finished it on the spot.
I just asked if I could play his music, which anyone can do, and I gave him $100.
Not anyone can do. Only we can do that.
Can't they go online and find that song? and
No,
play
I
it
just got to
themselves?
tell you they can't. It's not available.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Okay. Are there abloms out there?
No, there aren't.
He's never made an ablom?
He made
no
a digital
Avalama
one
Ding
that
Dongs?
was available on iTunes, but it's no longer available now.
So someone could have downloaded it then and still listened to it now.
They could have, but I feel like the reason why it's not available is that not too many people were doing that.
Interesting.
Which, after
So if
having
you
heard
have
it, I'm like,
that original content Schnozzcast song, let us know. Call us and play it back to us.
the key,
Bob will
Nick,
give you $100.
The key, Nick, is that we needed original music that we weren't going to get sued if we played, and so I think mission accomplished.
To me, it's our song, so I don't know how you guys want it to.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a much better story.
I just see Jack coming over to Bob's house one day. Hey, Bob.
Oh man, your check bounced.
No, I played this song the other day. The song that I gave you for $100, and you guys sent me a lawsuit for my song. Well, yeah, Jack, we own it.
It's ours.
It's ours. You can't play it anymore.
It's the Schnozzcast intro song.
That would be a really shitty situation to be in if you were like a recording artist and someone bought the rights to your music and then you literally couldn't play it again.
But you didn't.
I would suck.
You sat with him while he smoked
Song.
for 90 minutes and handed him a $100 bill. So he's gonna be like, nobody gave me any money. There's no contract or anything.
Technically, it was a check, which he cashed, so I have the cashed check.
Oh.
There
A
you go.
check?
That is receipt of a purchase.
To be honest, I meant to report the damage to my back door that someone broke in the other day.
Corey. This is
not
don't bring
a,
that up on the podcast.
Right. None of us are doctors.
Right. We're not proctologists.
Oh, get Dr. Phil Anton on the phone.
Also not a proctologist.
That's not what you told me last time.
We're going to have to get in touch with the ass man.
Damn it, Phil.
Hey, ass man. Hey.
Hey, you know it. You know that's right.
All right. So, anyone else have any other housekeeping for the episode?
I don't believe so.
No, nothing. All right, that's fair.
Are those checks still good?
Which checks?
Well, I just assume that they're from the 80s because no one has checks anymore.
No, they're actually good.
Dust these off. Little water damage, but no big deal.
How do you even write on one of these? What? Jack probably just crumpled it up and was like, oh, fucking check. How am I supposed to?
Jack, get my feather and quill.
All the parents out there who have kids in Catholic school understand that checks are still necessary.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Because every time you turn around, it's a bill for like $7.30 for some school lunch that happened on a snow day.
Would you say that due to this you have to keep checks around because of your divine child? Grown.
The Schnozzcast graders were flummoxed as to why they couldn't build an audience. Upon further reflection, the answer was ready for them the whole time.
Yeah. Not having a contract for that song. Moving right along.
Moving right along.
So we don't have Danielle here tonight, unfortunately.
Yep.
She does bring a
no
nice,
Danielle's word box.
She brings a nice little sparkle to the podcast. We don't have Joe here tonight. Joe was supposed to be here with his brother. There was some sort of dough emergency, which caused him to not be able to grace us with his Christmas presents.
The thin crust line sprung into
I would say
action.
the thin crust line got called into action.
He got mobilized.
Yeah.
He got mobilized. They had to go do his heroic duties.
Joe, this is store 147. We have a managerial issue.
What?
What's going on?
I'll be right over.
Guys, can't make it tonight.
Get to the pepperoni mobile.
I don't know what's worse, the fact that we're still going on about Pizza Man, but this is the second time we've done it today.
Today?
Well, yeah, when we were at work and we saw Joe's panel van sitting across the parking lot.
Not we. I was driving, and you said that Joe was watching us or something.
Well, because we ordered pizza from a competing pizza chain.
Yeah, we can't say names.
Oh,
Yeah, we won't use any.
you dirty bastards.
Yeah, you know.
And
well,
there was an exact replica to Joe's van sitting in like a vacant lot across the street.
only car in the parking lot.
He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, hey, Joe." And I said, wouldn't it be funny if, because we originally called another of his chain.
Affiliate of his.
Yeah, another one of the franchises.
Right.
We asked them for some prices, and we were not impressed. And so we got off the phone. That was it. I said, wouldn't it be funny if Joe was like, "Yeah, guys, I got a call from store 107."
That was 127.
That was 147.
Well, that's a different one. And
Okay.
they said they read off the caller ID of who called, trying to get a quote for. You guys could have just called me. You could. I would have given it to you for free. I would have driven out there to Detroit. So we had this huge long story about how Joe was doing a stakeout, watching us to see us come in with this competing pizza company's pizza for this giant work party.
For the sake of his entire operation, I hope he's got better things to do than to tail you two knuckleheads trying to figure out if you're eating his pizza.
But I told him, I said, if he shows up tonight, he's gonna say, "No, why would you order pizza from some other place? You guys could have just told me. I would have drove down there and given it to you for free."
Well, that was the other. I'm like, there's no way he would have driven it out here.
No.
Absolutely not.
Do you think that every pizza organization has a Joe?
No.
They have a panel van. There's somebody in a panel van there's like a Domino's panel van Joe. A cottage inn panel van Joe.
Oh, ooh.
I wouldn't say there's a panel van person for every one of those franchises.
Like a fixer.
What I will say is I guarantee you there is a POS driver at every store.
That's kind of rude.
Well, referring to the car.
Oh, okay.
But that's
Joe drove pretty well.
I thought that was his role, was as like a kind of a fixer.
That's what he says.
Yeah, well, okay, if he's to be believed, that's his.
What?
He's like Alec Baldwin and Glenn
So
Ross coming in. He's like, I'm here for Mitch and Murray. Here to talk about the new leads. Put that coffee down.
So I know he's going to he's going to disagree with me on this, but
Luckily, he doesn't listen, so.
well, so when the store originally opened, and I was working there at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was the time like that. Joe was like the one that knew everything, how to run everything. But as time went on, other people figured out how to do the exact same thing he was doing and could run the store just as yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Could run the store just as well.
Uh-huh.
And then Joe was gone for several years from both stores to go into his own endeavor, which that was what, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
And guess what? Those 2 franchises ran just fine without him there.
Did they though?
They're still making money. Still, I mean, if they weren't doing that well.
But look, every time we invite him to the podcast and he says, I can't make it, it's usually followed by some sort of an explanation of why, which is like, yeah, there's a guy in the East Point store who's giving us trouble. I'm going to have to go down there. Got to get up early.
No, because he has no affiliation with any other store except for his.
That's not the impression that I get, though.
That's legally, that is exactly how it is.
Well,
But I think
it's off the books. It's not.
I think that the owner of his store, where he works at, works with the owners of the other affiliates, and I think they probably farm out his services.
No,
Mr. Guido,
no, they don't.
we've got the issue with one of our managers.
I don't know if he's Russian. Is he Russian?
It sounds like he's Ukrainian.
There's no black site pizza working going on.
What is the issue?
What is, we need your fixer.
Oh, I have the fixer. I can deliver the fixer. What do you need? Early in the morning?
Joseph, put your suit on. Go to store 45. He's not Mario either. What are you doing? No podcast. You go to store 45.
Oh, now, Alexei, now you're going to see in the morning. Show her to come. There's a Guido going to come in there, straighten you out.
He walks in, the bell dings. Ding, ding. Everything just goes quiet.
Yeah. Like just pushing the
Yeah. The
saloon doors open. Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Where's Alexei?
It's Joe. We've heard about him.
We've heard. Oh no, it couldn't be, could it?
He's not even supposed to go to other stores.
Someone in an apron's like, Alexei, run!
Right. Get the flour off of your hands.
See now. Hopefully he doesn't listen to this because this will only make his head even bigger.
Oh, but we're just planting seeds. That's all we're doing. So the next time he's here, he'd be like, I remember when you guys were talking about me on the podcast, and here's what you said. You said this, but that's not how much pizza actually costs. I'll tell you what it costs. Pennies, my friend. Pennies is what it costs.
You hear like, fing, fing. You look up and it's just flour and like moonlight with a pizza cutter that he just keeps spinning. Fring, just going around in
I was going to say this is an audio podcast, but you were painting a word picture.
Yeah.
You're painting a picture.
Just slow motion of flour flying into the air, into the store lights, puts it in a holster on his belt. So who went at the top?
Yeah, I understand you having problems with the pepperoni.
He waits outside for them, puts saloon doors on the front.
I told you guys what? You guys were on the mozzarella. Who made this?
Who okayed that?
Right.
Do you know what the monthly costs are, Kroger?
We always go with Po Diddley's Dairy Farms.
Oh, Diddley's Dairy Farms. I think I'd rather go with Kroger on that one.
Michigan company.
One day it may call upon you to do a favor for me, then maybe never come, but when it does, you're going to remember by the name of Joe Guido.
I just see him like as the hitman, like like a suit.
Yes, the fixer, right. He's wearing the black suit with the white
black tie.
shirt, black tie. Yeah.
You guys see him? That just makes the idea of that.
Black leather,
His
short
black
gloves.
beard, like laying over the top of the tie.
He's not a Hasidic shoe.
He's got that Hasidic beard though.
Yeah, he does.
He does. And as we learned from the last episode, similar situation going on downstairs.
Oh.
Didn't you point that out?
No,
He's like,
pointed
wait,
it out.
no, you did.
I pointed out that he probably does.
Right, and he's like, wait, do you think this is what I look like down here? And you're like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, when he tells us that no matter what kind of hygiene he follows, that you guys know all your underwear have shit stains all over it. And we're like, what are you talking about? No matter what you do, man, shit stains.
So everyone here has. I know they have. When was the last time you shit your pants?
Everybody put your hand up, right? It was yesterday, right? Yesterday, right? We all did yesterday?
No, Joe. No, we did
Come
not.
on, fellas.
He really likes to pull at a thread, doesn't he? I don't know if he's serious or he just wants to talk about feces all the time.
I've never seen anybody just like throw it all on the table with no real confidence that it's not going to be completely embarrassing for him and that anyone would agree with him at all. Just
No.
like, here you go. I think we've all killed people. I killed somebody yesterday.
Right.
Right? Everybody else?
Nick,
Here's
go.
the table?
Right.
Killed somebody yesterday?
Nick, you've had to have killed people before.
Why would you have that deep freezer over there?
Yeah, you've never killed someone. Come on now. Really?
Like, why do you want, 5 strangers you don't know to know about this?
5 strangers.
Our listeners.
God, I hope there's more than 5.
No, but I mean, like, you're seemingly in front of a bunch of people that...
I think Joe's the only one of us that's able to block that out, that he literally just looks at this as a conversation between the 4 or 5 of us. He doesn't, like, the microphone is not here.
Mm-hmm.
There's no video. There's no, like, it's literally just us sitting in the basement drinking, talking.
Right.
Because I feel like if we could really drill that into his head, like, no, people are going to listen to this.
Right.
That he might be like, oh.
I might have created that monster though, because remember at the beginning, I had to work really hard to convince him that, like, no, don't worry about them. We're just here talking like we do at the bar. Just be yourself. Like
right.
We were just, forget about the microphones. Pretend they're not there. Forget about anybody listening. No one's listening. It's fine. We're not recording it. Just let's talk.
Well, you must be oppositely convincing because your other friend was talking to the podcast when it was long over with.
Well, he was also very, very drunk at the time.
Remember, he's like, yeah, so who do we have next? And you guys were like just waking up or something.
Oh no! You guys knew you were podcasting at the same time, like 3 a.m. I'm gonna ring another beers in or anything. Nick, another one of those.
We are 27 minutes in, so
I can get that too. But so while I'm doing that, we've already done this once, so I already know, like, I can't tell it. I don't have the details. The je ne sais quoi I do not possess to tell the story like Nick does.
Okay.
So if Nick could relate for you, Cory, the story of the conversation we had with Joe outside the bar the other night.
Oh yeah. So
Since we're on Joe, and then we could move away from Joe for the rest of the show.
oh, thank God. My neck hurts for some reason. I directly attribute it to this.
Bob, can you
Yep.
top that off?
So and there should be some ice cubes in the deep freeze right next to your son.
I'm good with you. With no ice cubes.
Jack's finger.
Jack's finger.
He's in the deep freeze, remember?
Oh, that's.
Here you go.
Here, Dad.
So yeah,
Thanks for letting me come over.
So Joe and I were talking the other night, and if anybody knows things about certain pizza companies, there's some that sell ranch cups, there's some that sell ranch in tubs, some have them in squeeze bottles. Actually, quite a few of the companies have them in squeeze bottles, and but mostly they're in cups. So we were talking with Joe about squeezable ranch bottles, and he had offered for Bob's 50th birthday to pick up pizza, and I said, dude, bring a giant squeezable ranch bottle. I think it's something I never think about, but it's amazing. it's awesome. So he brings it, and I remember it was like several days later. I was so excited that I had remembered this squeezable ranch bottle for him to get. Several days later, we go back over to Bob's house. It's gone. I said, Bob, where's that?
Stop with the ice.
Oh, you don't want any ice?
No.
Oh, last time you said you wanted some.
No.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
You made me bring it down and put it in that stupid bowl.
Continue on.
So he did. So he brings it. I'm super excited. A couple days later, it's gone. I'm like, Bob.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't we bring, a squeezable bottle of ranch? He's like, yeah. I'm like, where is it? Gone. I'm like, oh my. I'm like, dude, you're worse than me. You ate this already? No, I threw it out. I'm like, what?
A bottle of ranch?
It was like blasphemous. I couldn't even imagine somebody doing that. And I said, what do you mean you threw it out? You don't like ranch? No, I love ranch. And I said, so we got that for you for... Yeah, I know, but I would drink it, so I threw it out.
I would drink the ranch.
I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't think of anything worse because it's such delicious... It's not even like store-bought ranch. It's like delicious pizza place ranch.
Not to interrupt, but Bob, you're really bad at this.
Yeah, Bob.
Oh shit!
So he did all these different things and forgot the third one.
The one thing you originally got.
Yeah. So several weeks later, Joe, on his own volition, picks up a squeeze bottle of ranch because he's like, hey, these guys they eat this stuff up. They love it. So he brings it. I'm like, no. He throws it away. It's horrible. It's like someone that abuses animals, and you're like, here, have these puppies. It's like,
Wow.
no.
Okay.
So I got so angry, and I remember I told him, and Bob's like, oh, no, yeah, I'm going to throw it away. So I said, well, I'm taking it home. So while we're now fast forwarding to talking this past weekend outside with Joe, he's smoking, Bob's smoking, and we get on the subject of blue cheese, and he's like, hey, man, I got so much blue cheese at this restaurant, I can't give it away. And I'm like, oh, I love blue cheese. So he's like, yeah, the ranch, the blue cheese. So Bob gets on board. Now Bob, thinking the whole time they're talking about ranch, and Joe is clearly talking about blue cheese. So he says he's got these cases of blue cheese that he literally has to throw away all the time because he can't sell it past a certain date. I'm like, dude, bring me some. Bob goes, yeah, I'll take some too, if you're doing it. I said, what are you going to do with it? I'm going to eat it. I said, you like blue cheese? No.
I hate blue cheese.
I said, what are you talking about? He goes, I'm not talking about blue cheese. I don't like blue cheese. I said, that's what he's talking about. He's bringing blue cheese that he can't. He's like, oh no, I don't want that. I want the ranch. I said, whoa, wait a fucking second here. What do you mean you want the ranch? Oh, it's amazing. If you're giving away ranch, I'll take some. I said, you throw it away. Yeah, but I'll probably keep it for like a day. And I'll just ranch it up for that day. But then I'm going to throw it away because it's too tempting. I said, what are you talking about? And he said, dude, listen to me. If the kids aren't in the house, if I don't have the kids, I cannot be trusted with an entire bottle of squeezable ranch.
Just bathe in
I would drink it. I would put it on everything. I mean, I'm going to get one good night out of it. One drunken good night.
Yep.
But the next day, I'm throwing it out. I cannot be trusted with that much. I said, so it's the opposite. You love the ranch. He's like, oh, it's delicious. And I said, okay, well, that makes at least a little bit more sense. But donate it. Give it to a soup kitchen. Give it to Cory or me. Don't throw it away. So Joe interrupts us and says, hey, you know what those ranch bottles are good for? I said, what's that? When you're done, you can fill them up with shampoo and shampoo your hair. I said, you can do what? Because they're squeezable. I said, so you're going to take the shampoo from the squeezable shampoo bottle
that it already comes in
and squeeze it somehow, funnel it into a smaller squeezable bottle just so you can squeeze it out of a ranch bottle? Well, it's got the little spout on it.
Well, he goes, no, I buy my shampoo in like a 96 quart container. It's
he said someone gives it to him. Oh, my Dawn so-and-so
fell off the back of a truck.
Yeah, gives me these Home Depot bins of shampoo, and I have to put them in smaller containers. And I'm like, well, you could easily just buy one regular shampoo container for 99 cents and just fill that instead of having unknown bottles of ranch shampoo. And he's like, oh, well, the remnants of the ranch really add something to the hair.
The buttermilk really soaks into the scalp.
I think he needs to clench that bottle with one strong hand and give it one pump to the ass region for all the shitty underwear he has. That's what he needs to focus on. Maybe that's why he likes that spout.
So ranch up his ass.
A solid ranch enema.
Yeah.
So on that note, let's cheers to Joe's shitty underwear.
Only one more thing to add. If you're a purveyor of the audio version of this podcast, you might not be aware that Joe shaves his head. So
he's not using too much shampoo.
Oh, he's all over that beard.
Oh, no.
And he only uses white shampoo.
I guarantee you that hair in his beard, that hair gets the most attention of any hair on his body anywhere.
Okay.
Oils and lotions and oh yeah, meticulously. It's like an award-winning lawn.
The fluff just goes
For Dearborn City Beautiful Award. It's like a well-manicured lawn.
Okay, here we go.
The ass gets no attention. None. Let's see.
All right, please join us for
for
a Schnozzcast shot. If you have a libation, something to drink, and you don't, you can pause us right now. And we're back. Please join us. Here's to you.
Happy Christmas to everyone.
Happy Christmas.
Merry New Year. Ooh.
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 Ooh. I wish we knew. Like, we should start. I know the Joe train has passed, but
No, but has it?
I feel like that we should inquisitively, like, question him and say, hey, man, so, yeah, I know you got that thing going on tomorrow. Which store is that? And then, like, all just hungover as hell, just force ourselves to wake up with the promises of Bloody Marys at 10 o'clock in the morning if we do this, and just go to that store and make sure he's there. And if he's not at the time he says he is, then we'll give him all kinds of shit.
Or we can just call the store that he says he's going to be
Is
at.
Joe there?
Yeah, and say, can we talk to Joe? And they're like, Joe, our delivery driver? Like,
Oh, boy.
no, Joe,
Oh my God.
Joe, the cooler, as he
You ever
self-proclaimed.
seen Cooler?
He said that on the one.
He did?
He called himself the cooler.
You ever
No,
and
he
the
didn't.
only reason I know that for a fact is because I overlaid a Roadhouse photo when he referred to himself as the cooler.
Right.
I just envision right now somewhere like the transition of Dr. Bruce Banner into the Hulk. Like Joe is just, his shirt's popping off and he's getting so angry that you just called him a delivery driver.
But again, as you said, Cory, he doesn't listen to this podcast.
No, and I wasn't referring to Joe as the delivery driver. I was just saying that the store has another Joe that happens to be the delivery driver.
All right.
Nick, I think when you call the store, you have to do it in a Seinfeldian way. You can't just ask for Joe.
No? What am I going to do?
Remember the episode where George and Jerry and Elaine and Kramer were all trying to go see a movie together?
Yep.
And they kept getting split up, and George ended up paying for the same ticket 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And but whenever they would come to the ticket agent, they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm looking for a friend of mine. He's kind of like lanky, goofy, with a bit of a doofus."
Horse face?
Yeah, horse face, exactly. And everybody got
He's like
described
a
in that
frying
way. Yeah. So you'd have to have that sort of a query when you call the store.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a guy there with like kind of a cue ball head, more of a Hasidic,
Big pubescent beard.
pubescent beard.
Large pubescent beard.
Yep. Constantly shitting on everything you say.
Or his own underwear.
Or streaking his
True.
own underwear.
Very true.
You think as a joke we should, we should get Joe for Christmas like a pack of whitey tighties. Here you go, man.
One size too small.
Would that be possible? Extra smalls?
You think the one size too small for him? So he regularly wears a small, but you want to get an extra small?
Oh, I'm unaware of what size he wears.
Something that's a little snug, a little ill-fitting.
or go the opposite route and get him one.
Giant.
No, yeah.
Triple XL.
In brown.
I maintain for the problem that he's got, that's the color you want.
I think for the problem he has, he just needs disposable, one-day use. Right in the trash.
That's why he's got Dawn. Oh no, I'm not bothering washing these. Right in the garbage. Why am I short on underwear?
See,
I have no idea, babe.
If I was Dawn, and that was an issue. You ever when the dog like makes in the house and you pull them by the leash over and you put their nose down in it? Those would be in his face every morning. What did you do? Look at this. No. Every time.
So every morning.
Until he fixed the problem.
But she'd be doing that to the guy who's going to cook her every meal she eats in the house.
Buy her lots of candies and cookies.
Again, that is according to Joe.
Oh, to hear Joe tell it, he's
the fixer at home too.
Nothing works if he doesn't make it work. According to Joe,
I think we need to have Dawn on the podcast.
Meals aren't cooked or eaten. The lawn would be completely overgrown.
I can see that though.
There'd be.
I see him being
no vacuuming being done.
I see him being extremely subservient, yes, dearish, because it goes. His personality here is like, I don't give a fuck, you know. But I see back, okay, I see that.
I wish I was interested enough to go check it out.
Oh yeah, not at all.
So all I can do is just blandly speculate about it, based on no evidence whatsoever. All right, so let's move into discussion now about the gentleman's agreement.
I knew that's where we were going.
Yes. So, gentleman's agreement from the last episode was you two guys were supposed to watch Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Again?
No, for the first time, the actual movie with Paul Newman and Robert Redford.
To be fair, we watched a Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid on Amazon.
Yeah. You watched what I heard was a great documentary.
Yeah.
But then you realized the error of your ways, and the actual movie got thrown into the next round.
It was like tripping over a pile of gold. I wasn't upset about it.
Yeah, which I figured. Plus, I know that it's a great movie. I'm like, he's going to love this movie.
Which, Nick, how did you end up watching it yesterday? Like, did you stream it?
I watched it via Amazon on the TV behind us.
So you rented it?
You had to pay for it?
$3.99 of my own money.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because when I pulled it up today, it's not a Prime Video.
No, but the funny thing about it is I want to say that several weeks back when I watched the original documentary,
It
was, yeah. Because I remember Bob saying, it's on Prime. You can watch it on Prime.
Yeah.
Or I have the video. You can watch it there.
Right.
And I think I pulled it up and it was available at the time, which I want to say you probably checked beforehand to say.
I think I did.
Yeah.
And so when Cory sent me a text today at like 11th hour going, hey,
let's not discuss that right now.
Where could I find this?
I had no time today.
Whenever I have the free time to watch it, where would I find it?
Yes.
So I started looking. I looked at Tubi, on Crackle, on Amazon Prime, on Hulu, on Netflix, and Amazon Video, everywhere.
Scooby Bop and Wigwam.
Nothing. And I'm like, man, I could have sworn that it was available. I'm like, shit. Well, I don't see it here. So I'm like, I'll bring it for you. So I did.
Which I appreciate very much. The next issue, though, is I need to find a DVD player.
Yeah, I was gonna say who
You
has
don't, oh, really? You don't have a?
None of our devices anymore have a DVD
even
player attached to
laptops
them.
don't come with them anymore.
Yeah.
Does yours have one?
No, it doesn't. Well, I have an external one, but yeah. But you don't have like a Blu-ray player or anything like that?
Nothing.
Cory. Blu-ray.
Well, I would hate to take your Blu-ray player for a week.
I'm very much okay with it because all it does is collect dust right now, but
All right, then.
just be gentle.
Of course.
Sweet. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, no, that's
All these, just spend $4. Oh my God. All this, this is our punishment for not doing what we were told.
Well, it's not a punishment.
No,
This is never meant to be like
He
punitive.
spends more than $4 on a drink at Starbucks.
And I wouldn't.
He does.
I have heard this.
He does.
I have heard this.
I have no problem spending the $4 $4. Again, you can get it on YouTube for I think $3. But
When he orders drinks at Ray's, every drink comes with a shot of Fireball, which is also $4.
well, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to spend the money on it, and it was on the streaming service.
I'm of the opinion that if I have it, why would you spend the money? Like, I'll just bring it.
I actually have it on my TV till the 24th. So you're more than welcome to sit down
So
here.
it's like you're spending money
thanks.
tonight, Cory.
That's
More than welcome.
just what I was looking forward to.
Danielle's been on.
Oh.
I feel like I'm pretty hospitable.
I did not say you were not.
I think the implication might have been there, though.
Now every weekend. Oh, so what movie can I stay at your house and watch?
Right.
Like that freezer's right there, and my vodka stays nice and cold. And
Yeah, Nick, I need more snacks.
this reclines down here.
Perhaps he'll talk Danielle into selling her house and they can both move into your basement.
No, Corey.
They'll just both,
I mean, what are you really doing this weekend?
they'll just
Seriously.
rent your basement, Nick.
Dude, the least you could do when you come down to the basement door is knock. Corey, this is my Danielle.
No, Nick, your place ends right at that door.
Right. And we took the tree down. It was
Step
too
through that
distracting.
doorway. Now you're into Cory and Danielle, Casa de Cory.
Nick comes down here, the entire basement's rearranged.
Finished.
Full bar.
Is that a walkout egress to the street?
So,
Yes, back to the
I don't even
point.
care that you didn't do it by tonight. Like, I'm just happy that you're gonna. So, if you can prevail upon Nick to borrow his Blu-ray player.
I did try, so there was effort involved.
Yep, I appreciate that. But you rented it.
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think?
I thought it was fantastic. I feel like it's I should have been probably heavily drinking while I was watching it, because I think I would have been right there with it a lot more.
Yeah.
Not that it was bad that it required you to drink, but sometimes, like when I have like a movie night, I want to be able to feel those emotions a little bit more while you're watching the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's a nice little catalyst. Have a couple drinks, watch a movie. I
Sure.
think it's cool. You're more prone to shed a tear in a sad moment. It's kind of a cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I like just turn all these lights on and being down here and having a couple drinks and just really getting into it. And I didn't have that luxury last night, but a man is nothing if not as good as their word. That's the only thing you can take with you to your deathbed. So all the money in the world, all the material items, you can't take that, but they can look back and say, hey, you know what? If he shook your hand looking in the eye and said he was going to do something, he was going to fucking do it. So I had told Bob that I would watch it before tonight, and I took care of it last night. So I had one beer. My basement was flooding.
Wow.
There was other things going on, but
I feel like Cory, who's now in the bathroom, might actually try to tunnel his way out of there just to get out of this room without having to return back to the scene of the crime.
it is absolutely
Where Nick absolutely threw him under the bus.
It is
And then backed over him again and again.
It is 100% true. My basement was flooding at the time, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I watched the movie, and it was good. I feel like it was slow at points.
Mm-hmm.
It was very slow across the open plains, the prairie. A lot of scenes where there was just galloping and no talking and things like that. But the overall movie of it, I really enjoyed it. I loved the. I've never watched anything with Paul Newman or Robert Redford or anything like that. And it's so antiquated. You're like, I don't know. It's like these are people Nancy would talk about. But no, I absolutely enjoyed it. It was a great movie. Recommend it for sure. I actually talked about it with John today, and he was like, great movie.
Oh, he had seen it?
Well, he's 76.
I was going to say, John was in his mid-30s when...
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
John was actually too old to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Cory, I do want you to know that I did not set that up the way that it transpired. Wherein you explained to me how you didn't have the time to watch it, and then Nick basically followed it up with going like, "Well, I understand you have time to watch it, but a real man follows through on his word." And here's
There's no real man. Hold on.
That's not your fault, Bob. That's Nick's fault.
I was explaining my own principles.
Yeah, I had a lot of other stuff going on, but despite all the other, really urgent matters in my life, I made time to.
Foreigner would understand. but no, it was awesome, and it kind of was true to my heart, because for as long as I remember, like my grandpa, his mentality used to be, once you retire, you're just waiting to die. And he would lay downstairs they had a tri-level, he would lay downstairs, my grandma would bring him a couple drinks, and he'd lay there, and he'd just watch TV. And every time I was there was some sort of Cowboys and Indians show on.
Yeah.
All the time. It was either Gene Autry, or Robert Redford, or something like that, and I'm almost 1,000% sure that he's watched that at least a dozen times. Because I'm like,
right.
Where do you even find this? Well, special channel, like Turner Classics Cowboys or something, and it would always be, ba-pew, ba-pew, dun, 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 and
right.
And it would just constantly, and I'm like, don't you ever get sick of that? It's like, but I could see it.
Yeah, my dad was the same way. My dad would always, I've watched so many Westerns with him that, you just start to have an appreciation for, like, oh, okay, like I understand the majesty of the riding through Monument Valley, the quiet loner, the man of principle standing, mounted on his horse, trying to do the right thing, but that's all he would watch. And so we would watch, like, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, we watched Stagecoach, and all these old Westerns that were there. And so then later on, when he, when I, got a job, got married, had some money of my own, and I'm like going, oh, what should I get him for Christmas or for his birthday? I'm like, I'm going to get him, like, a box set.
I was going to say a box set of Westerns.
Yeah, a huge box set of, like, 13, like, John Wayne Westerns, because my memory of my childhood is, like, that's all he would watch. Like, he would throw in some World War II movies like Dirty Dozen, or, Green Berets. There'd be some war stuff in there as well, but a lot of it was Westerns. So I get it for him, and I'm like, man, I'm like, nice job on the gift. He's gonna love this. And so I give it to him. He's like, oh man, thank you so much. This is awesome. And then, like, several months later, I go up there for someone else's birthday, like Katie's birthday, or my niece or nephew's birthday. And so I'm at his house, and we're like, why haven't you unwrapped this gift yet? Oh, I don't know how to play that.
What was it, DVD?
Yeah, but I'm like, there are other DVDs that you watch and you love, and you tell me about them. You're like, oh, I watched this DVD again. I watched The Sopranos for the 8th time again.
You know how to work those DVDs.
Dude, I've seen those. I'll get to them one day.
And that's probably really what it was, is that he's probably seen them a dozen times, so it's like, it's what
but
you
we watched them dozens of times together, and I'm like, it's almost like you're just, it's like you invited me to stay the night, and I was waking up, you punched me right in the face. And you're like, yeah, that's what you get when you stay with me.
Oh, hey, Dad.
I'm like, I feel like you're deliberately not watching them just to piss me off.
You want to buy me more Westerns next year?
I didn't.
See that box?
I did. I bought him another set. I'm like, fuck you, I'm buying you another set of Westerns. Doubling down.
The funniest thing about my grandpa is my dad would do the same thing. He would, these really nice, in these pristine color boxes with DVD sleeves and everything like that.
Yeah.
And my grandpa was just like, nothing impressed him at all. He would go like this, he'd open it, he'd look at it, he'd be like, he'd set it on the ground, he'd just go like this. And we would all, it got so insulting that we would just laugh about it. It would just be, you could get him anything, a World War II hat, something framed, something. And unless it was like of his father, his mother, or something to do with his rank in the army, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Nothing mattered. It was like, wrap, unwrap, set it on the ground. And that was it. There was nothing.
The look you got was probably the same look, like if he opened it, it's like, oh, a tie. Oh, a pair of, a 3-pack of underwear.
But he would,
same sort of emotion with the thing that you were like, oh, I think he's going to love
this. This is the present.
Like, this is our connection. This is the one thing we have in common. Like, here it goes. Oh.
But he would say nothing about it. He would have he would not be like, oh, thanks. He would just look at it, And he'd be like,
Not even a thank you.
no. He said Christmas was, first of all, he said, you kids get too many damn gifts, and this is ridiculous, and you guys don't deserve all this, and all this. I mean, he just was.
I do. You guys,
yeah.
on the other hand,
no,
do
he
not.
was not. You could get the same reaction from him out of a box of tissue that you were getting something that you thought he really liked. So what we started to learn is, as I said, Dad, well, just get him practical stuff he actually likes. Like, he loves candy. Get him a fucking box of candies.
Yeah. Right.
And that, he was like, oh.
Candy.
Right, and it would be cheap as hell, but...
God damn it, Grandpa.
But, yeah. That's what he wanted, or a box of cigars. He was, oh, okay, great, thanks. It's like, people get concerned about what they think someone should like, and it's like, as simple as it is, like I said for Cory's birthday that one year, I was like, it's kind of last minute, I don't have anything. I went to the gas station. I'm like, Cory's life is revolving around gas stations. So I got him Grizzly and Bugles and pistachios and pint of Fireball and some Sprite or something like that.
Yeah.
And those were all things that he could use, and that were stupid, but I'm sure meant something to him, because they're like, oh, this is me. I like this stuff.
And it all did get consumed in one way or another.
Right. It's like, whatever.
Well, good, man. I'm glad you liked it. I can't wait for next week when we do it again, where we can actually talk about spoilery shit.
I will have it watched by then.
Yeah.
You know what? The one thing I do want to point out, and this is not a spoiler alert, but that I loved both aspects of it. I liked the documentary, but I liked the movie. The movie was more just kind of you're there with them, just watching. The documentary was more into their history and not as much being involved with them, but like, hey, here's pictures of them. This is what they're known for. This is what they did. This was the genius behind what they did. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that they pointed out in the documentary that they did not say in the movie, which they said that the reason that which also the Pinkertons were never mentioned at all
in the movie
whatsoever, but they were a huge part of the documentary.
Yeah.
How they formed and everything like that. But was the most impressive thing that kind of brings you back to the time, almost like when you hear that, you look up jobs that used to be something, that used to be someone's job for 30, 40 years that don't even exist anymore. Like the people like in the big cities like Detroit and everything that used to have giant sticks and light lampposts every night.
Yeah.
That was their job, to walk down the street and light lampposts.
Right.
A job like that, we obviously have no use for that anymore. Or the people that, put more dirt down on the street because of the horse hoofs or cleaned up the horse shit, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the thing that they brought up in the documentary that I thought really dated it, but it was like, wow, you wouldn't even think of that. That the reason that they were so untouchable was they went so in depth into planning their heists that they planned out just how, first of all, the direction that they wanted to go, but just how far their horses at top speed could take them. And they would plant other horses. Mm-hmm. And they would jump off these horses onto new ones and take off. And now you have a fresh horse.
Right.
And the law couldn't keep up with them because they're only on one set of horses. And they're like, they get so far and their horses get tired and they can't go after them anymore. Yeah. And they went so far, they planned these months in advance, that they had strategic locations and hideouts that horses are here, we hop on new horses and fresh, and they just continue to go. And I thought that was brilliant, but something today we would never think about. It's like...
Yeah, and obviously anybody who has had Paul Newman salad dressing or any of the products from his his foundation understands that he has a charity called the Hole in the Wall Gang. And if you've never seen Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, that's where the name came from, was their most famous hideout called Hole in the Wall.
Yep.
So I'm glad you watched it. We'll talk about other shit next week after Cory's seen it. For my end, I was supposed to watch A Devil Next Door, which I did. Watched it all in one night. I couldn't turn it off.
Couldn't turn up. You
No,
watched it all one
no,
night?
I'm like, let me go another one.
I'm blown away that, like, you were. I mean, maybe I'm not speaking out of turn, but that you were not aware of this, because this was during a time where you were alive, where I would have been very young. But to you, you would have been right at an age where that would probably
no. I was 85 was when he. So I was supposed to watch Devil Next Door. It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it's like a 5 or 6 part, 5 part.
I think so.
5 episodes. They're like 45, 50 minutes in length, so it's not long. You could definitely binge it in a day or two. All about this guy who is an auto worker from
Ohio,
Cleveland area, who was identified as being someone in the photograph who was one of the ones who were like literally shoving thousands and thousands of Jews into the ovens at a concentration camp in
gas chamber
in Poland, one of many, and took him to trial, and spoiler everything else, Treblinka. But I couldn't turn it off, because after the first episode, and again, you should watch it. So if you're interested,
spoiler alert.
Mild spoilers here. I was looking at him on the witness stand, and I'm like, why does he? It almost looks like he's sort of grinning.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted it to end in a particular way, because I saw that and I'm like, you. Like, I know what's going on here. Like, I've already figured this out, because I could read people. I thought I could.
Yeah, I think we all think.
But there were enough twists and turns in there where I'm like, wow, I didn't see it coming. I wasn't totally surprised by it, but it at the end, I'm like, I guess he kind of got what he deserved.
Well, here's the question.
In an odd way.
Here's the question, because obviously the three of us have seen it. So yeah, spoiler alerts. If you don't want to know how it ends,
Yeah, skip forward about a minute and a half.
or 10. And
Oh shit! How long? Okay.
no, Cory knows I'm very passionate about this. But how did you think it was going to end?
Like I said, watch the trial. I'm like, why would somebody be, unless the guy was mentally not able to process what was going on, like he was special needs or something, why would he be sitting there with this half grin and not be completely like either scared shitless or angry? And I'm like, of course he did it. Of course he's the guy. He had some role to play. And maybe it was like a byproduct of the recent Me Too movement, where I'm like, oh, believe all the accusers, and look at that guy testifying, and look at that other guy testifying. As like they're so passionate, and like, yeah, how could they be expected to remember something that happened 50 years previously? So I that's how I wanted it to end. I feel like I was kind of satisfied with the way that it actually turned out, because he didn't really get to go back and put it behind him and live a quiet life, and you know what I mean, like get off scot-free. Like, that didn't really happen.
So you think he did it?
Yeah, I think absolutely. He wasn't the guy in the photo.
You don't think that was him?
No, well, they said in the documents that it wasn't him.
What do you mean?
That's how he got off. That's how he was acquitted.
I think the reason that he was acquitted was there was too much plausible deniability. There were too many things.
No, there was a particular photograph
Mm-hmm.
in the last episode that was, and his lawyer, who was a real piece of shit.
Wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm like, this
I'm
guy's
glad I'm not the only one that
so
thought that.
incompetent, and they painted him as such he didn't know what he was doing.
He's such a
at all.
narcissist, wasn't
But
he?
once the Berlin Wall tumbled down, and again, if you've now caught up with us again, we're still talking about it, still spoilers. Keep going ahead another couple of minutes. He went over to Russia, and they opened up the files, and they gave him their documents that said, hey, we've identified this guy that you're talking about, Ivan the Terrible, and it was this guy, and not the guy that you have.
Yeah, this is from the KGB.
Yeah, but it was very, very credible source, and they were and they ruled in the guy's favor that you're not the guy. But he still had he was still there. He still played a role. He just wasn't Ivan the Terrible.
But how about the facial recognition witness of the side-by-side and the laugh lines and everything lined up exactly perfect to him, and it was his handwriting, and he was in Sobibor, and this on this card was in Sobibor,
right.
and when he originally had stated that he had no idea what Sobibor was, but when he came from over there, he put that as where he used to live,
right?
You know, and he, but to me, that even for 1980s technology, that side by side when they kept doing his face and the eye level, and they said that the ears and the eye level don't change,
right?
And all this different stuff. I mean, wouldn't you be able to look at an older picture of your grandfather and be like, okay, yeah, that's you. I can tell that's fucking you.
Yeah, but that last document in the last episode that they got from Russia was the thing that created a reasonable doubt, which was what?
That's my point. Exactly. It created reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
I still think it was him in the picture.
Oh, I do too. But you go.
But the court system
this is the justice system.
Yeah, the court system's like, dude, we're gonna hang somebody. If there's even a little bit of reasonable doubt, we have to find not guilty.
Right.
And I understand that. From a legal perspective.
Right, and how many years did he spend in jail? And he kept on to go back, and with the appeal, they let him out at the end, but I mean, he's an old man. He had nothing left. No one was going to hire him. He hated, because people don't forget that shit. He didn't go back, everybody's like, hey, I always knew it wasn't you. Like, his life sucked. From the minute they targeted him in 85, was that the year 85?
Yeah.
Saying something, I think you're Ivan the Terrible.
Well, I bet a lot of those children that were being sliced with bayonets and shoved into the gas chamber would have loved to have lived his horrible life.
Right. I'm just saying.
6 million. That's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, I don't. Even if he was, whoever Ivan the Terrible was, that guy they identified, didn't specifically kill 6 million people.
No, of course not.
He killed a ton of them, but. I mean, you want justice. You want vengeance, right? Eye for an eye.
Of course.
If you feel the only way you're going to get that is that this guy has to be put to death, whether it's by hanging or firing squad or whatever it is, and you get to, if you don't get to see it, then you at least get to know, like, it happened on that day. Like, it's done, he's dead. Some people want that. Certainly a lot of people in the courtroom that whole trial wanted that.
Especially what were your thoughts on the witnesses? I understand one guy was slightly senile. I get that.
Yeah.
But what about the witnesses that are shaken to their core and sobbing, looking at him, saying, "This is." I can see his eyes.
Yeah.
Remember the guy said, "Take off your glasses."
Yeah.
Take them off.
Yeah, I want to see your
and
eyes.
he's like, "This is the devil that stands in front of me."
Right.
I mean,
that's not just while I'm in this courtroom. Like, I see him in my dreams. I cannot escape him.
That's pretty powerful to say.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're all wrong. That's not him.
I mean, that's the problem with, like, I've got a witness to what happened 50 years ago. Like, the defense is going to try to tear apart his credibility and go, like, how could you possibly remember from 50 years? It was it was really entertaining and informative. Like, I couldn't wait to start the next one. I'm like, ooh, what happens next? But at the end of the day, not having been, I'm not one of those people that was affected by that. So all I can say is, I feel like some justice was done.
I think so, yeah.
Probably not the justice that the people who survived those camps wanted to be done.
Well, I thought the fucked up part about it was that they said, out of 6 million Jews, there was like 300 survivors. And they said, from being the survivors, you got it at both ends. You got it from your government and your people saying, well, what the fuck did you do to survive?
That was the thing that was crazy. Like,
how did the rest of these, you'd think they'd be revered as heroes, and they're like, what did you fucking do? Did you kill your other friends?
Yeah,
so you could
it was
survive?
Like a Vietnam vets coming home kind of a story where I'm like, oh my God.
So
I thought people would have been like embracing that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, thank God you're alive. Like, this should never happen to someone like you. That was crazy.
But yeah, it was really messed up. But I 100% same feeling as you in regards to, I feel like I'm a good judge of character.
Yeah.
And he seemed so narcissistically smug. Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's Nick and I talked about it the other day. The exact same thing with him kind of smiling in the courtroom and all that. And
he did look like he was smiling.
my thing, because back when he was a Nazi soldier, they were applauded for it. So in his mind, he didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
He was, in his mind, he's a war hero.
Not only was he doing what he was ordered to do, which many soldiers say like, well, I can't be responsible. I was just following orders.
Right.
But it was something that in his culture, societal norms where he lived, like it was
more than okay.
God's work, right?
Yeah.
You're doing something that is good for everybody.
So I think even over all the years, he might have been told whatever, but in his mind, he was still, oh no, I just was doing what I was told, and I did great at it.
Yeah.
So you can't take that away from me.
That fucking part too, where he was like, "Oh, my back," and they had to carry him by.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm like,
yeah,
come
you
on,
fucking pussy.
Yeah.
He really bitched up in that moment.
Yeah.
And also, the last portion of it, when they were like, oh my God, the courtroom was gasping because they were bringing him in on a gurney.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, before you feel bad for this
Oh,
fuck.
was it a gurney or was it a wheelchair?
No, he was laying on a
Yeah,
stretcher.
they brought him on like an actual stretcher.
Oh, Jesus.
And they said, well, before you feel bad about him, let's just show you these pictures of 3 days ago that we took of him at his house.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yep.
like walking around,
Right.
cutting the
Cartwheels.
grass, shirts off, and now he's like unresponsive, comatose,
That's it. That's your last ditch effort when it's all over. And you've been found out.
I hope I never understand what that's like to be in a position where I got no choice now but to just pretend like I am in a coma. It's my only escape.
Suddenly went
I
comatose.
have no options. That's it.
But I mean,
I don't have the intestinal fortitude to face the music, so let's just pretend like I am completely incoherent.
But
Sometimes it's what you got to do. Apparently,
I think a lot of people bought it. They were like, this poor old man, and they're doing this to
Who
him.
bought it though?
sadly enough, there are people out there that see something like that and they're like, "Oh
Certainly
no,
his
wait,
family did. His family was
can't.
like,
I don't care
100%.
what he did. That
Yeah,
he
you
doesn't
can't
deserve-
treat him like that." Well, yeah,
Jesus.
What's this
can.
going to solve?
Yeah, no, dude. There's sadly enough, there's way too many people out there that if they see something like that, they immediately
I could not
have
even
empathy
imagine
for that person.
what it would take.
Well, because they see that, and they didn't see.
Like we're
This
sitting here
is-
talking about it, we're using empathy to identify with or feel some small fraction of the pain and the suffering and the fear and the terror that those people felt being in that camp. But we could never,
No.
under any stretch of the imagination, no matter how hard you tried, or what circumstance you find in, ever feel anything close to what those people felt. So how could anybody judge them for, like, well, what's that going to solve if you, like, hey, you're still alive? Like,
I believe the
you
most
have no idea.
the most powerful testimony was the guy that got up and went to him. It was like, I want you to take off your glasses.
Yeah.
Like, the judge, what? Because he's listening on a translator. And the judge is like, take off your glasses. This is going to solve. And he's like, take off your glasses. He took them off, and that's what he was like. You just saw that he was. I mean, he just saw the devil. And he was like, he was shaking. And I mean, to me, that's not. You can't act that. You can't project. Oh well, I want this to be him. He saw who he saw. He knew who he was at that point. And remember he, reached out his hand to shake his hand. He almost jumped back.
Yeah.
How dare you? Try and shake my hand. And he was, sitting down with his lawyer and everything.
Yeah.
And that was just that guy. Fuck him, man. But I'm really glad that how great was it that the country of the ethnicity of who he persecuted brought him back to try him.
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
But the coolest part was the loophole. Well, you know what? To add salt to the wounds, we couldn't get what we want from that country, so now we're taking you back to Germany where you served.
Right.
And the Germans were like, nope, you did it. because I think the Germans are also like, we have something to prove.
Well, and
we're not those people anymore.
Right, and that's what we talked about the other day too. Was that kind of came full circle? That I'm sure he kind of felt like, oh, I'm going back to Germany to my people. Guess what? I'm definitely in the clear.
Right.
And when he got back there, and they're like, oh no, you piece of shit, you're gonna pay for this. That he was, I would only imagine he was like, well, wait, no, you're my people.
Yeah.
Like, you're who I serve
How
for.
could you do this to
I
me?
did this for you.
Yeah, I did this for you.
Yeah.
And could you imagine Germany, what kind of black eye for them this has been since then? Like, because you only...
trying to clean up that mess, yeah, you know.
You can only hope that they're like, oh my God, this wasn't us. This, everything's changed. The regime is completely different now.
And I think that's where that quick kind of, oh yeah, it was him.
That quick prosecution
was just because, well, guess what? Even if it wasn't, he did something along those lines. So
Right.
who cares if we prosecute him, because he's still guilty of something.
Well, they said too. They're like, we can't be 100%. Even as kids, we can't be 100% that he's guilty of being Ivan the Terrible, but we can be 100% that he worked at a concentration.
Yeah, that he took part in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We know that.
Right.
Even as kids, we're like, well,
And you don't have to be Ivan the Terrible for it to be
no.
terrible.
Remember,
And
his kids were like,
Right.
remember his kids were like, well, I mean, we're not saying that he wasn't there at the time, but this has gone on long enough.
He's not guilty of the crimes he's being
Right,
accused of.
right.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, he's gone on
honestly,
to live a loving life, and
Yeah.
this has been very okay.
I would not, it's not one of those documentary series that I would watch again.
No, it
I'm glad I watched it. but
takes a lot out of you.
Yeah. When it was done, I was like, well, thank God that's done. Like, I needed to get to the end.
It was a journey,
But now that it's over, I'm like, I'm glad it's over.
but you're glad you watched it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a great recommendation. So, for the next round, given the fact that Cory's still got some work to do, shall we take a week off? Gentleman's agreement?
No.
Pick it up again? No? No?
No.
All right. Does that mean Cory has got to watch two things now?
Well, it's not our fault that he's slacking.
Okay.
Should we take a break?
We got hour 20.
1:20?
Roughly.
It's already 12:36.
Yeah, I think yeah.
You want to?
We can. What do we got coming up after the break, kids? I think we've got some news stories, some booze news to share. I do. I can give. I'll give you.
He's more or less saying we should wrap it up.
We can come back for like 20 minutes.
1 o'clock.
You wanna cut it dead right now?
Dude, it's 1:40. It's 12:40.
It's 12. Yeah, 12:37.
So if we take a break, that's 10 minutes.
We don't have to take a break.
Oh, then
You want to go for another 20 minutes?
we can do that.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
In those 20 minutes.
All right. Well, while my compatriots rehydrate themselves and start to get some shots poured, want to bring back another edition of the Booze News segment that we had. So, in this segment, what we're trying to do is, we're scouring the web for some news stories and some interesting tidbits for us to talk about. So, I've actually got Cory. Do you want me to send you one?
No, I think I can
You
pull it
got
up real quick. That.
All right.
You go ahead with yours.
I'm gonna. I had to text this to myself because I wanted to make sure I had the link. I actually ran across this earlier this week on like Monday or Tuesday, and I'd never heard of it before. I'm like, how did I not hear about this? This is amazing. So, I ran across an article in GQ magazine earlier this week called "You're My Present This Year: An Oral History of the Folgers ad."
A Folgers ad.
Yeah.
The coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know about this?
No,
I didn't know anything about this.
It sounds interesting.
I was
that's for
utterly
sure.
fascinated, so I'm gonna go through it for you. Okay, so we got another couple seconds. See if we can get Nick's involved in here before we launch into this. This is actually really. I was so fascinated with this article. I watched like a whole bunch of related YouTube videos. I'm like, I have to get the
They
content.
have videos on it too?
Yeah. Which. Oh, so here's a good question for you while we're waiting for Nick.
Yes.
If the TV was on behind us, and I wanted to show a YouTube video, well, it's available on YouTube to anybody. Could we play it on the podcast?
Yes, as long because that's not copyrighted content.
Right, it's on YouTube.
Right, it's available for the public. So yeah, you can play any YouTube video that's available
Really?
to yeah.
Okay, Nick, can we do that? Can I break out? Or did we unplug your Fire Stick thing?
Yeah, we unplugged it.
Did we? All right. Well, we don't need it. We could do. All right. So I would encourage you to after the end of the story, go out to YouTube and watch the actual commercial. So I don't know if you've Cory said he's never heard of this. I hadn't either. News story I'm going to read is first we're going to do a shot.
What is the booze
Jump to the
news?
go. This is the booze part of the booze news, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us. Second and final shot of the night.
Woo! All right.
My news story. You're my present this year. An oral history of the Folgers ad.
Thanks, Bob.
Are you aware of the Folgers ad?
No, but you looked at me when you said that, so.
Oral history.
And the present.
Oh, okay.
All right, sorry. I gotta get the fireball out of my throat.
Along with other things.
Okay. In 2009, Folgers released a commercial meant to be a modern reimagining of their classic ad, Peter Comes Home for Christmas. I've never seen it. So I'm like, let me go watch the ad for Peter Comes Home for Christmas. So, podcast listeners, loyal Schnozzcast fans, pause this right now, go out to YouTube and do a search for Folgers Peter Comes Home for Christmas and watch that video. And then come back. Hey, glad to have you back. Little did they know, though, it would become a classic of its own for a very different reason. Coming Home opens with a taxi dropping a young man off outside a snow-covered house bedecked in Christmas decorations early one morning. A young woman excitedly opens the door and establishes that she's his sister by pointing at herself and saying, "Sister!" He's weary, having just returned from volunteering in, quote, West Africa, unquote. And the two share a cup of freshly brewed Folgers coffee while their parents are still asleep.
I think hang on. Now you're painting this picture. For some reason I do remember the commercial.
Yeah.
Okay, cute, yeah.
In some versions, he even says, real coffee, as if he didn't just come from where some of the best coffee in the world is produced. He hands her a small present, but instead of opening it, she peels off the red bow and sticks it on his shirt. "What are you doing?" he asks. "You're my present this year," she responds. The camera zooms in on her shy glance and then cuts to his furtive, flirty smile. Those 3 seconds sealed its fate forever. So I went on and I watched the ad, which I'd never seen before. And I was filled with mixed emotions, because at the end of the ad, with the way that she looked at him and the way that he looked at her and the way that
Very
he touched,
incestual.
I'm like, so are they going to fuck now? And apparently, the entire world also thought the same thing. I feel like they're now going to go have sex.
They're supposed to be brothers.
And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, why does the sister look like she's like 22 years old? Like she was super hot in the commercial. And the way that their eyes kind of like, there was some sort of chemistry going on. And the way they cut, so you watch it again, the way they cut the camera angles, it's a little, are you bringing it up, Cory?
Yeah.
Go ahead and bring it up. Can you turn up the sound?
Yeah.
All right. Just so you guys can see what I saw.
Must have the wrong
I do remember
house.
this.
Sister? Oh, I missed you so much. They waited up all night for you, you know.
It's a long way from West Africa. Oh, real coffee.
He's here.
Brought you something from far away.
Really?
Okay, he's biting his lip.
Oh.
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
Soldiers in your car.
Yeah. Your thoughts, gentlemen?
No, now after, like I said, the picture you were painting, I did slightly remember the commercial. And now after, yes, seeing it, yeah, unbelievably incestual. And I guess too, like, because this being like so many years ago, when the commercial came out, I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever.
Why is she pointing to herself and saying sister?
I don't know.
Doesn't he know that's his sister?
Right, but we, the audience, have to learn that in a 30-second commercial somehow. I assume that's why.
But nobody would do that.
Perhaps.
You would say like, oh my God.
But perhaps.
Bro. You know.
The first cut, they didn't say it, and people were like, are they boyfriend and girlfriend? Are they husband and wife? And someone somewhere probably had to be like, here's some notes. No, make sure you get the sister line in there. You'd have that established.
But who would point to themselves and say, sister?
I don't, it's 30 seconds. Cory would.
I mean, wouldn't you know that's your sister?
You would think. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
And I didn't get the wrong house thing. No, wrong house?
I mean, yeah, unless he was in West Africa for 12 years.
I don't know.
None of it made sense.
So, the reaction to the ad was an example of the internet at its most fun in 2009. The phenomenon of collectively realizing that the specific thing that you believed you'd singularly noticed is actually a widely held opinion. Memes, articles, and parody videos abounded. It even inspired a genre of vividly rendered fan fiction known as Folgercest.
Folgercest, that's awesome.
Yeah, apparently there are channels out there on the internet in which there are literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos that people have just created that mimic the sort of incestual dynamic that you see on that video in different settings, whether they're on a plane, or they're like, oh, they're getting together for Easter, or oh, now it's her 14th birthday, and now they just all under the umbrella of Folgercest.
Oh, terrible but funny.
Though the commercial officially stopped airing after the 2012 holiday season, it lives on forever in our hearts and in our internet-addled brains. So for the ad's 10th anniversary, GQ actually spoke to the people involved in creating it and those who propelled it forwards online to bring you the definitive Folger's incest ad oral history, because you're all our present this year. So they talked to, I'm not going to read the whole ad, but they talked to the senior vice president and executive producer at Saatchi & Saatchi, who produced the ad, the director.
I was going to ask if that was a Saatchi & Saatchi.
Yeah, well, it smacked of Saatchi, didn't it?
It did.
I know, I thought to myself, I'm like, that looks suspiciously Saatchi-like.
Saatchi-esque.
It is. Saatchi-esque and Saatchi-esque.
Another Saatchi.
Double Saatchi-esque. The cameraman, they talked to the guy who played the brother.
Or the dude.
But they didn't, the woman, the hot girl, was unavailable for comment.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, so that's my booze news story.
The brother stopped calling her, that's why.
I was deeply hooked into the whole article and the history of that ad. I'm like, I don't know how I missed this.
Yeah, it all seemed, it was not the parents running out of bed. No, they're here. You know, it just seemed so weird to me.
Right, but the way that she looked at him, it was almost like a, hey, before they got out of bed, one of you and I celebrate.
You better hurry up.
Homecoming.
Well, yeah, and
sorry, my headphones died.
Completely died?
Forgot to charge them.
But you have a cable. Why would they need to be charged?
Exactly.
For some reason, Beats need to be charged even when they're connected to a power source.
Are you kidding me?
No.
So, if I had an old school iPhone or an old school iPod with a headphone jack, you couldn't just plug it in and listen to that?
You could, but once the charge went, the headphones would die.
So no, you can't. It has to have a full charge battery in order to work at all.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing here. Oh, the old headphone
the old batteries are dead. Well, lucky for you, Another set of headphones over
I'll
here.
stick around, guys. I don't need headphones, and then we feel bad when we shut
I don't.
it down.
Dude, I don't. Honestly, don't need headphones.
Here you go, buddy.
I'm not wearing those stupid
Sure.
ones that Joe. No. That's not.
No,
happening.
you're wearing a hat. They're not even gonna touch your hat.
No, I'm good. I can hear. I can still hear.
All right.
I think that was a high note. We could end on that.
Up to you guys.
Oh, not up to me.
Well, you said you had a story.
I did. Well, and I did find it.
I can't read it without my headphones on.
So. I don't want your headphones.
It's not my underwear.
Might as well be.
They wouldn't have a skid mark, though. That's a good thing.
Are you sure they wouldn't?
Pretty sure.
They are brown headphones.
No, they're not.
As far as the listeners are concerned, they are.
Ooh.
What? What did
Thanks.
you do?
By the way, while we're working, Cory and Tony go out of their way to come into my office to fart and then leave. So I don't feel bad about this.
It is quite funny.
It's not funny. Sometimes I'll be eating,
Yeah.
so I'll be, about 2 feet higher than Cory's ass level, and he'll still walk by me and fart.
I've never farted around when you
Why
were
is your
eating.
office door unlocked?
I don't shut it. I'm not a psycho.
Yeah. Well, I think after the first couple of farts, I would shut them on my door.
Well, yeah, but it's not all the time.
Especially if you're eating.
You gotta keep him on his toes.
I have a slightly open door policy.
I would change that policy.
So, the story I came up with was a nymphomaniac duck named Dave has his pecker removed after trying to screw too many other ducks.
All right, thank you for listening, everybody. That's it for the Schnozzcast. Episode 74.
74?
Well, I can't wait to hear this one. It sounds like it has all the ingredients of a news story to be looking for. Intrigue, romance.
Oh, there's a lot of that. So Dave the duck has been getting a little too frisky with the ladies. The drake has been so busy getting some tail feather with his female counterparts. Dora, Edith, and Frida, that he ended up injuring himself and getting a gnarly infection in the process. The duck's owner, Josh Watson, said Dave mates up to 10 times a day. Dave was prescribed antibiotics, and Watson has to wash the duck's pecker daily. But the owner found it to be a challenging chore, as the randy waterfowl kept on trying to have sex with the other ducks. Veterinarian Sonia Miles operated on Dave. She told the UK Mirror overuse of the duck's penis caused it to prolapse, which led to an injury after infection. I think he feels pretty upset about it, said Watson. I think he's a nymphomaniac. He's got a high sex drive, basically. So that's what I think caused the infection. So basically, yeah, this duck tried to go at it way too many times a day and ended up prolapsing his little duck penis.
Like a fuck duck?
Beyond a fuck duck. But yes, they did eventually have to remove it. Still able to use the restroom, but
here's my question. So, at what point?
How much duck could a two duck fuck with it? A fuck duck could.
Fuck ducks.
Sure.
My question would be, at what point do you get to with duck ownership that you're like, hey, let's do this very pricey penis duck surgery, as opposed to euthanizing and making duck à l'orange, which would be absolutely
Or foie gras.
amazing. Very cheap way out of it.
The answer to that is that pet owners are suckers.
Well, but the fact of the matter is that I'm a fellow duck hunter. So for me,
But never a duck owner.
no, that's not true. No, I raised small ducks when I was younger.
Small ducks.
Small baby ducks, up until their age that they
Up
could.
until they started fucking, and then he's
No.
like, nope.
No, they never fucked.
Up until they became Dave.
No, up until they came full-size ducks and we released them at Grow Zeal.
Yep. To wildly fuck in the wild.
That's,
Yeah, that
Yeah,
wasn't our
wait,
problem anymore.
if you raise them, dude, they're not gonna be able to survive in the wild after you
You
raise them.
hypersex ducks are no longer my problem.
Oh yeah, they're fine. Dude, they're not like
No, they died immediately because they were eaten by other wildlife.
Corey.
I love that
Corey,
that's a
they-
sentence that Nick has said in his lifetime. You hypersex ducks are not my problem anymore.
Corey, they didn't have to like hunt, small rabbits and stuff that they didn't know how to do. They eat duckweed and they fly around and they land in the water.
A lot of fucking.
A whole lot of duck fucking.
But yeah, I mean, at that point, I have duck breasts in my freezer right now. If you'd like to try some.
Oh, those sweet, supple duck breasts.
I'm all set on the duck breast.
Actually, one of the most delicious
Thank
things
you, though.
I've ever had, and I'll have to make it for you guys one time, is spicy duck quesadillas. They're absolutely amazing.
Can't wait.
1,000% amazing.
Can't wait.
So, it is roasted duck meat, which you don't even notice. You would have no idea that it would be duck. But it's
No, I want to know that it's duck.
I was gonna say, isn't it?
but it's not like you're like, oh, it tastes like chicken. It's like, and I'm sorry that I did the Joe voice, but so it's that, and it's roasted with. Are you guys familiar with hoisin?
Oh, I was just thinking to myself. It's been a long time
Since I've had some hoisin.
Do you know what hoisin is?
Clearly not.
It's raisin with a hoe.
No. So hoisin is Japanese barbecue sauce.
Ah,
So it's
no
it's,
idea what you're talking about.
It's sweet, but it almost has like a kind of teriyaki taste to it. So the duck is shredded and put in hoisin, and then you.
Come on. Jerry Lewis. Put the duck in the hoisin.
No,
No, okay.
and you shred smoked Gouda, and you put it in between two tortillas with chopped red pepper, like that you would make stuffed peppers with,
Like quesadilla accoutrement?
cilantro, and then you buy chipotle and adobo sauce. That goes over the top, and you make out of avocado, sour cream, and lime juice, like this avocado crema that goes over the top. So you have the sweet of the hoisin, cilantro, which is more savory, the duck, you have the spicy of the chipotle and adobo, and then it's all hot, and you have the smokiness of the smoked Gouda cheese, and then you have the cooling effect of the citrus and the avocado crema on top. So it's like spicy, cool, hot, sweet, every single fucking taste you can possibly think of. It takes like 2 days to actually make all the different stuff to put it together, but you put it and it's absolutely delicious.
How do you still even taste the duck after all that?
Oh, dude, trust me, it's amazing.
I'm not sure he answered your question.
And
No, he didn't.
Well, what am I supposed to say? Oh, well, your left R1 taste bud in the back of your tongue. That's how you taste it.
That's how you taste
Fucking
it.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay, come on.
Right. No, this was
Give me
actually.
some answers.
I'm going to ask the question that's on Corey's mind, the burning question. How many crab legs are in that recipe?
But this is
I don't
actually
fucking want it then.
from a newspaper in the early '80s. It was a Jimmy Schmidt recipe,
Jimmy Smith's?
Yeah, Jimmy Schmidt. God damn.
and it's absolutely fucking delicious.
I was just kidding. I have no clue who Jimmy Schmidt is.
He's a famous.
He was at NYPD
Amir?
Blue. He was Sipowitz's partner.
Get out of here. So, like the Rattlesnake Club.
Oh, yeah, Rattlesnake Club.
in Detroit. You know the Rattlesnake Club.
I do. Never been there, but
It was a Jimmy Schmidt restaurant.
Can't say I've been in there.
It was one of his restaurants.
okay.
I believe you.
I have no reason to doubt you.
You have to go sometime.
The rattlesnake?
Yep.
That's a poison. The rattlesnake.
Is it still around?
Yep. Very, very high end.
Okay, count me out.
Well, you like crab and stuff. I mean, that
Yeah,
would be
I'm
a
not
place-
paying top fucking dollar for it though.
Well, once in your life, you should.
I can't wait to hear about the engagement dinner when that eventually happens. Where are you taking her for the engagement, Corey? I don't know, but I'm not paying top dollar.
Have you heard of a
That's all I
place
know.
called You Are on a Friday?
Yep. double breaded chicken tenders.
Throwing some pretzel bites.
So
Yeah.
we had an agreement. So every year, my family gets like really, really into Christmas, and it's like a huge all-day event because my family, my parents got separated when I was about 5 years old. They always got along, but there was always like the competition to, well, we're gonna go to this side of the house, and we're gonna go to this side, and then we're gonna go to this side of the family, and so we always wake up at my dad's. He wants us to spend the night every year. Even to this point, we don't necessarily have beds, but he makes up blankets on the ground.
Come on to my place and sleep on the floor?
Yeah. It's a big deal to him.
Well, it's a big deal to me too, and I guess this is a vision into my future. Like when my son's your age, will I be making him come over and sleep on the floor?
My dad's huge into...
You basically do that now.
Yeah.
No.
He kicks out the slats now. He doesn't want a big bed.
Oh, he's
I
on
already asked him.
the mattress now.
But,
he's got an actual mattress?
Yeah, no
Sorry,
frame.
okay. Then
No frame.
not to get off track.
No, but my dad said to me, hey, look, you guys are old enough now. I mean, if you want to go to the bar or whatever you want to do and then eventually come back, that's up to you. If not, it's not a big deal. But I know to him, like, he wants us waking up Christmas morning.
Yeah.
And he always had that agreement with my mom. Like, look, they can go to Christmas Eve at your house. They can go, at 11 or 10 a.m., go back to your house.
Yeah.
But 7 in the morning, I want them waking up on Christmas at my house.
Totally get it.
And she was like, yeah, I don't care about that. That's fine.
Right.
So every year, it's the same way. Now that we're adults, it's a little different. Now we go out till like 2:30 in the morning. We come in, turn the alarm off, and he's got like a bed set up, and we pass out. So we get like a little go bag.
How many of you are in this bed?
No, it's just me and my old room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And so the past couple years, my brother's lived away. A couple times he couldn't make it home. So to me, it was like, my dad's like, oh man, do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. And I've done a lot of like last minute gift wrapping at my house till 2 in the morning, and I'm like, there was literally one year where I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm not gonna drive over there, to wake you up at 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
But I will be there at the crack of dawn. So I
That was
did.
okay with it?
Yeah, I didn't do it one year, and he's like, no, Nick, that's not practical. But every other year for 36 years, well,
Right.
since we moved into that house, I've woken up at his house, and I do whatever I can to try and make that happen. And so it's always a tradition. So my grandma, even though she's 95, we wake up, I go to my dad's house the night before, pass out, wake up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, wake him up. I still can't sleep on Christmas, and he gets up, gets in the shower, and he's like, oh, you gotta call your grandma. She's like, oh, it's way too early. Why are you guys up? You're adults.
Dad told me to call.
You're grown men. Why are you awake right now? And we're like, we're excited for Christmas. So then I go pick her up, and it was always tradition that she would make breakfast. And the past 3 years, she's like, my grandpa's not around anymore, and like she's in her 90s. She's like, I really don't feel like making breakfast. So my dad's like, I'm like, okay. On my dad's side of the family, there's no girls, so I'm like, I actually like to cook, so I'm like, that's fine. One of the things my dad purchased, I started buying online because he couldn't find them, was freeze-dried morel mushrooms.
Really? Okay.
Have you had those?
I'm not
Like
a big
actual-
mushroom guy, but
Okay.
my
You
dad
had
and my
morel?
sister are.
Yeah,
The soup, remember?
They love morel. Yeah. That's
Okay,
the shit if you like mushroom.
So my aunt made the morel mushroom soup, and he had it, and he almost licked it out of the bowl.
It was quite good.
Yeah, it's like the crab of mushrooms. And so one day I said, you know what are you doing with that? And he's like, I don't know. I said, can I use it? And he's like, what? Yeah, I mean, what are you going to use? I said, I got something up my sleeve. So I made morel and mozzarella scrambled eggs, reconstituted it in some butter, put it in the scrambled eggs, and I was like, this is going to be a hot mess. This is not, it would be like freeze-dried crab and trying to bring it back to life, but it was awesome. So now every year my dad's like, a real scrambled egg. I'm like, ah. And there's,
if he's
I
buying
hope
the
so, because I
mushrooms,
didn't buy you a gift.
What's
so.
that?
if he's buying the mushrooms,
oh yeah.
might as well.
So I'm like, okay, and he gets a lot of like Michigan-based homemade jams and jellies, like thimbleberries and stuff. Like for Christmas morning, he goes all out. He gets Crown Royal to mix with eggnog. He does a lot. He's like, oh, that's the one day my dad's like, drinking, sure. You want some Crown and eggnog? He goes to Calder's and gets the eggnog.
Wow.
Yeah, he gets the bacon from Allwards up on my cabin, and he shrink wraps it and freezes it, so it's the thick cut smoked bacon. So Christmas morning is like, ooh, like I don't even like breakfast, but Christmas morning breakfast is huge.
Yeah.
So we get these presents, we open the presents, make breakfast, have the Crown and eggnog, and then it's like off to mom's. We go off to my mom's house, and we go back to my grandma's house, and it's just this back and forth, like, all day long thing.
Right.
But like I said, for me, dude, there's absolutely no time. So we said to consolidate the time, my aunt used to make like a Christmas dinner, and by the time you're getting up at 7 in the morning when you don't normally, by the time 8 o'clock 8 o'clock rolls around at my grandma's house, we're exhausted. You gotta load the car with everything. It's like, dude, I've traveled to like 5 different places. I'm fucking exhausted. I just want to go home. And she's like, oh, turkey dinner? It's time for some turkey and mashed potatoes. And we've been like eating like
all day long.
All day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. There's appetizers out. There's shrimp cocktail. There's crab dip. There's all that. And it's like,
Right.
I don't want mashed potatoes and ham. It's like, and she's like, I've gone through all this trouble to make this, and nobody eats it every year. There's too much going on. Nobody eats this.
Yeah.
So she decided this year, she's like, we came to like a kind of a group decision, like, hey, how about everyone just brings an appetizer? That way we can just snack all day.
Yeah.
Nothing goes to waste. We're not making these huge meals.
Right.
I'm like, yes, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds great. So my dad 2 days ago, who has never been a proponent of half-assing Christmas,
I get that.
yeah, says, hey Nick, got this for Christmas Day. Would you be interested in making it? You don't have to pick up the appetizers if that's the case.
What is it? Wild king crab. Wow. I have no scale of reference, but they look big.
Well, that's one.
Oh, 1.5 pounds per package?
$40. That's the other one.
Yeah.
$43.
Wow.
And it looks like there's only like 2 legs.
Yeah.
In each
Jesus
one of them.
Christ, and $90 for the crab legs.
So they must be.
Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully they're not like this big.
No. So he said, your aunt said this would be too much of a problem. So this, $90 worth of king crab legs. He said your aunt said this would be too much work. Mm-hmm. Would you agree to make it on Christmas? I'm like, well, I mean, I was gonna bring some salami wrapped in sour or cream cheese. So this I'll do this.
Right. Yeah, I can totally identify with your dad. When Chris and I got divorced, I wanted Christmas morning. I was the same exact, like, no matter what happens, like, I want my kids to wake up at my house. I want them to come down the stairs, for as long as I could do that. Well, you can have Christmas Eve, but I want, that's what I wanted. So, but to her credit and to the rest of her whole family, invited me over for Christmas Eve every year at her mom's house. It's the greatest thing in the world because they did not have to do
Dude,
that.
I think you've mentioned that a couple times, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
There's nobody that can say that. And
No,
that
I don't know anybody.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're just the greatest people in the world. So we do that, and then me and Jack get to sleep, come back to my house. Everybody goes to sleep, and then they get up in the morning, and then you know, unless I have other plans, then generally like we'll get together for like a midday dinner that day, where Crystal's like, oh, you know, we're gonna have dinner over here if you want to come over, you know, with the kids.
Mhm.
And so, you know, that I love that part about it. But I generally don't do a lot of cooking. It's I usually have pizzelles because you know, Christy's grandma used to make those all the time. So we have pizzelles and, you know, different like breakfast food type of like cookies and croissants and stuff like that, and then lots of coffee, obviously. And that's kind of what we do. Then we open presents and stockings and whatnot, but not a huge meal cooked that day, at least not in the morning, not before noon. So.
Well, I mean, you know, and any little arrow that you want to pull out of that quiver to introduce into your family, I mean, please take it, because it's worked for us, you know. And in it, to me, like I said, to me, I don't eat breakfast.
Yeah.
But that is Christmas morning to me.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm not a huge crown person, I'm not a huge eggnog person, but the Calders, I mean, he's going out of his way. He's getting the Calders. You know, he's making sure he has.
Sparing no expense, apparently.
No, he's making sure he has that. He's making sure he has. My dad's not a drinker, but he has the crown.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you want a crown and eggnog? You know, and it's a thing. It's not like he just created it himself. Like.
Right.
But, you know, it's cool, and he's always instilled in me, as with the night before Thanksgiving, and you know, I do the Halloween thing every year now, and you know, that tradition gives people something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And it really kind of stamps the year. You know, otherwise it's life kind of gets away from people.
Yeah, absolutely. You need that night to just sort of like remember what's important, back to your roots. So we here at the Schnozzcast wish all of you out there, all our listeners, anybody who's listening or watching, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Episode 51. Let's bring it to a close. Gents, what do you say?
Absolutely.
Sounds like a plan.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone.